The claim that we learn in third grade, fourth grade or so is that matter exists in three phases: solid, liquid, gas. So there's solid copper, there's molten copper, there's gaseous copper, right? There's ice, water, liquid water, and steam. Okay? And then we're told we're 80 some percent water in our tissues. So because there's only three choices, I ask people, which phase of water is the water in our cells in? Well, it's not ice, right? And it's not steam. So it's got to be liquid water. So do you think you're a bag of liquid water sloshing around?
No, because I know your work.
Yeah, but so it doesn't feel like that, right? So then I'm an ER doctor and I see people get shot and bayoneted, etc. You know how many people I saw squirt water out of their body?
0.
Right. You ever seen that?
No. Blood,
No.
but not water.
Blood, not water. But 80% of the tissues, the so-called cells, supposedly are just contain liquid water. But there's no blood, there's no water squirting out of anybody. I've never seen a puddle of water beneath somebody's stretcher in an ER. So I start thinking, is there something wrong here? And that's how I came to everything. This doesn't make any sense to me. Or my favorite expression is, this is weird, right? Because if there's supposed to be 80% water and I can cut you up and I never see any water in you, anybody. And so then you say, well, what, Jello, 90% water, 97% water. What phase is it in?
Number 4.
It's not ice. It's not water because you can poke it and nothing comes out. It's definitely not steam. So it turns out there's a fourth phase of water. It's called a gel phase, structured water, crystalline water. Gerald Pollack calls it easy water, lots of different names. And it's charged, and all of the water in us is structured water. If it isn't, it's a puddle, and then you have edema. So what does it mean to have like arthritis in your knee? You have fluid buildup. That's liquid water. So what happened? Your normal gel, which creates energy and a charge and like lubricates, right? Gels keep, the movement is easy as opposed to just water. And something happened, you lost that ability to keep it in a gel, so it becomes a puddle. And that's not right. And everybody can see it and they say, you see, I got water on my knee, right? You do. You have liquid water in your joint, and that's not right because that's not supposed to be there. And then you go back to, how does the water structure in you? It's because you have water, pure water, electrolytes like sodium and potassium and calcium, etc. And then you have sunlight and earth and all the things I said. And that creates structured water. Now, it isn't like if you drink structured water, that water goes into your knee and creates structured water. But if you drink charged water, which is another word for structured water, it makes it easier than taking dead water with no charge and resurrecting that and creating a charge. And that's why all the healing waters, Lourdes, and all these fancy places, highly charged water. It makes it easier for you to keep the charge and the structure of your water, which is everything. That's how the blood flows. That's how your joints work. That's what makes the lining of your lungs. And if you get a fever, you liquefy it so that you can get rid of it easier. It's an amazing system when we miss the whole thing because we don't do science.
Okay, let me see if I get this at this point. In the body, we have structured water. there is water we're consuming that could be just, say, reverse osmosis, where we've taken the contaminants out. But even better than that is to charge the water. And it sounds like that's an in-between where it'll facilitate the body to make this structured water easier than, say, a distilled or RO water.
Right. I wouldn't drink RO or distilled water.
And then electrolytes you mentioned too as being a piece.
There's no charge in it. So you're having to use your energy, and I would say your precious energy, not to do fun things and garden and run and have creative thoughts, but to just keep the water in a somewhat crystalline state. That's your only thing you can do. So you're tired all the time. And then you don't have enough energy to run your heart, and then it builds up lactic acid, and then you have a heart attack.
If you enjoyed that clip, you're going to want to head over here and catch the full episode. I'll see you over there.
Nobody has liver attacks, kidney attacks. They have heart attacks and brain attacks called strokes. No other organ has attacks, even though the blood is the same and the arteries are the same, which led me to think it's got to do